Hey, welcome back to Live on Purpose TV. As always, we've got some great content, especially for parents, from our Positive Parenting playlist. Today, how to be patient with kids. As we break down the top 10 today on how to be patient with kids, let's start with number 10, which is learn something about child development. One of the things that tips us over the most as parents or as people who work with kids is a misunderstanding or an unrealistic expectation about what kind of behavior to expect. Kids will be kids. And I'm not saying that to excuse any inappropriate behavior. I'm just saying there's a developmentally appropriate and expectable kind of a presentation that we will get from kids. Learn what that is. Learn what's typical of a 2-year-old. And you will be much more patient with your 2-year-old. You follow? Learn what's typical of a 15-year-old. And you will be much more patient with your 15-year-old. There are developmental norms and expectations, and you can learn more about that right here on the channel or on other great resources that will help you to learn a little bit about child development. That's going to increase your patience. Coming in at number 9, take care of yourself. Do you remember when in some other videos I've shared this? When you're on an airplane last and you're taxiing out on the runway, you're getting ready to take off, the flight attendant's going through the little safety routine, and they tell you that when the oxygen masks fall from the ceiling because we've lost cabin pressure, you're supposed to put it on. And here's how you fasten it, with the rubber band and the little yellow cup. They always remind us that if we're traveling with someone who needs assistance, to put our own mask on first. Your being patient with your child will be enhanced by how good you're feeling inside your own skin. I remember a mom who came to see me. She was so fried. Just clobbered and worn out. She's a single mom, first of all. She's trying to take care of, I think it was 3 kids, and hold down her job and do everything that was required of her. And she's just toasted, right? As I was visiting with this mom, I invited her, handed her a notepad, and I invited her to start writing down on this notepad everything and everyone that she was taking care of. So she started, and she is writing away furiously, just... And then she turns the page, and she starts on the next page. Oh man, she's going to town. And then she turns to the next page. She's got a ton of stuff going on. And she starts slowing down and thinking a little bit in between, and she's done. Did you get it all? Oh, one more thing. She wrote it down. Yeah, I think that's it. I took that pad from her and started looking through all of these things that she was in charge of or taking care of, that she was responsible for. Guess who was missing from the list? Yeah, you knew it. She didn't include herself on that list. And she realized, you know what? Nobody else is going to do this. Now, if you're in a relationship where you have a spouse or a partner who should be taking care of you, really, that's not a fair burden to put on a partner or a spouse. We need to take responsibility to take care of number 1. It's like putting your own mask on first. It gives you the power and the ability to step up and do everything else that's on that list, that 3-page list that you just created. Take care of yourself. So number 8 on our list of how to develop more patience with our kids, picture them in 20 years. This is a perspective exercise. Where are your kids going to be in 20 years? I don't know. They're going to be somewhere, and wherever they end up is their choice, not yours. You can set them up for success, but kids are still going to make their own choices, right? Now, I say picture them in 20 years because almost all of your kids, except for the very youngest ones out there right now, will be adults by 20 years from now. So, And even the ones that aren't are going to be really close, right? My daughter just turned 21 last week. Now she's an official adult, right? And I put that in air quotes because what changed since the week before? Well, hardly anything, except that now she legally is an adult. So the state thinks that she's arrived, right? Picture them in 20 years. Can you picture this little kid as a young adult? Can you picture this teenager as an established 30-something? You see where we're going? Get a perspective that shows you your child in the future and realize that these are little people who are going to grow up to be big people if we do our job right and barring any unforeseen circumstances. Okay, so picture them in 20 years. Coming in at number 7. I love this as a mantra. You could write this up and hang it on the wall. People before problems and values before valuables. People before problems, values before valuables. This is another perspective tool that will help us to have more patience with our kids. We're not here to make sure that that room stays clean. That's not our job. If we can accomplish that, that'll be fine. We are here to raise that child that keeps messing up the room. So we always put the person before the problem and the value before the valuables. Now that'll lead us right into number 6 on our countdown list today is find the fun. Find the fun. Kids need to be having fun. You know what? I think adults need to be having fun too. And if we're not having fun, we're doing it wrong. Find the fun. Let's expand that just a little bit. Find the funny. Jeannie Robertson is an amazing, funny comedian. G-rated, family friendly. You can find her right here on YouTube. Jeannie Robertson, one of my colleagues at the National Speakers Association, and she helped me to see this. Find the funny. Almost every experience you have, and especially with these little kids, has some element that could be funny, hilarious, gut-splittingly funny. Find it. Find the funny. This will increase your patience because your focus just shifted. Instead of finding what to be annoyed or irritated about, you're looking for what's funny or amusing, something that you might want to share on your social media feed, something you might want to use the next time you get invited to give a talk in church or at the club. Find the funny. It's there, it's valuable, and it helps you to be more patient. Okay, now we're on the last half of our list. Number 5 is become a more patient person. This might go without saying, but the person that you bring to the interaction is how you're going to show up. How do I be more patient with my kids? Well, you become a more patient person in general. Start working on that in every aspect of your life, and it will create a better parent who's more patient. Number 4 on our list, build the memories. These kids are going to grow up. The things that frustrate you right now, you're likely to miss later on. So build the memories now. I got to give a shout out to my daughter-in-law, Jessica. She is the most fantastic mother, and as she's raising our little grandkids, she will send pictures. They live several states away, so we don't get to see them all the time. But she will send little pictures and videos of funny, amusing, memory-worthy things that these little kids are doing. And they're just being kids. They're doing what they do best. She finds the funny, captures it on a picture, an image, a video, and then she sends it to Grandma and Grandpa. And we love it. That will be preserved now for her and her family to enjoy those memories later on and have fun with it even after they move to a different stage of development. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3 on our countdown is who's teaching whom? All right, this is an acknowledgement that we as parents get to learn a lot from these little people that are sent into our home. Who is the real teacher? Can we be open to the possibility that maybe these kids are sent to us to teach us something? Wow, that's a different perspective, and it helps us to be more patient. While we're talking about kids teaching us things, let's go to number 2. Number 2 on our list is to become more childlike. What if we could see the world through their eyes? When I took my little granddaughter on a walk recently, we're going around the block and she sees a little puddle. Well, you know what's going to happen, right? She's 3. What does a 3-year-old do with a puddle? Well, they go right to it and they stomp in it. They splash. They make a noise. They make an effect there that's fun. As adults, we kind of walk around the puddles, right? We don't want to get messy. We don't want to do anything inappropriate. What if we start stomping a few puddles? What if we could have a fresh appreciation for this world like our little kids do, so that they can teach us to enjoy the beauty and the amazing things that are all around us? Become more childlike. Now, number 1 on our list. Remember, your job as a parent is to love them no matter what and even if. It's not to make sure that they anything. When we let go of the job of making sure that they whatever, we feel so much less frustration. We can enjoy life more. We can see with fresh eyes the things that those little kids are appreciating and enjoying in their world. And we get back to our job of we're just going to love them no matter what and even if. And I say that with a full acknowledgement that there are things we can do to help shape their behaviors. But what we're talking about in this video is how do you get to be more patient with your kids? And remembering your job is to love them, that's going to help you let go of some of the other stuff and keep focused on the really important stuff. Hey guys, stick around on this positive parenting playlist. We're putting a lot of videos out there for you as the parent, and just a little heads up, my wife and I are creating a special digital product just for you.